Well, hello there. Welcome. It is Wednesday night, I almost said April, August the 17th, 2022. Hope you're having a great week so far. It is hump day, the middle of the week. Tomorrow is Thursday, and we're just marching through the week here. And of course, we have Criterion Collection November 2022 titles. They've been announced. Of course, we were hoping that they would be announced on Monday. We got a little delay till Tuesday, then it moved to Wednesday, but it's all good. It all worked out just fine. I was actually traveling during that time, so it actually worked out quite nicely for me for this live stream to be tonight versus last night or Monday night. So sort of worked out pretty well for me. So I am excited about these titles for for the month of November. I hope you are as well, and looking forward to hearing what you think about these titles. I mean, we've got five titles coming in here to the collection and very much looking forward to talking about them. And tonight we have a special guest joining the program tonight and looking forward to hearing thoughts from Celeste de la Cabra, who I've seen Celeste's work in other areas of social media on the internet. And so very much looking forward to hearing from another fellow Criterion enthusiast, as well as hearing your thoughts, hearing what do you think about these titles. Are you excited about these titles? Are there titles in particular that you're more excited about than less? Are you one of those folks that says, I don't think I'm interested in any of these titles, or do you want them all? Where do you fit amongst that spectrum? Looking forward to hearing about it. But without any further ado, let me bring on Celeste here and we will get this thing started. We got about 20 people here in the chat. Let me bring Celeste in here. Celeste,
Hello.
how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How you doing, James?
Doing great. Had a chance to meet you for the first time
hmm
on, on the same stream here. So excited to meet you and excited to hear your thoughts and to learn a little bit more about you and just to hear your thoughts on these titles for Criterion and really just how you got into the world of Criterion. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and where we can find you on social media and what you're doing out there in social media. Tell us about that and your journey with Criterion.
Um, so my name is Celeste de la Cabra. I have a channel here on YouTube, and I also am on Instagram and on Letterboxd and on Rate Your Music. You could find all those links on my channel, but James has been kind enough to link them in the description, the YouTube and the Instagram at least. I actually changed my Instagram handle today to just my name as opposed to my old username because I thought
Okay.
I'd keep the branding a little more consistent. But
Okay.
yeah,
I
um,
think it was Flying Veggie Monster.
yeah, that's what it's been since I was 16, and I was like, maybe it's time to change it. But
Okay.
um, yeah, so.
Cool.
Uh, I guess I could
Sounds
talk a
great.
little bit about what I do here on YouTube or what
Yeah,
you.
sure, sure. Tell us about your channel and how long have you been following Criterion? Have you been following Criterion for some time? What got you into it?
So I've been a fan of Criterion, or at least fairly aware of them for some time now. I've always loved, movies and cinema since forever, really. Music has been my big thing for a really long time.
Hmm.
But around the, I mean, it was around the pandemic when I couldn't go to shows anymore that I really just went all in. And I was like, well, I guess I'll just finally watch all these movies I've been wanting to watch forever. And I
Yeah.
finally, like, actually started getting really heavy into physical media, perhaps to my detriment, but also to my great joy. Um,
Yep.
and
I know
about
the
four
feeling.
months ago, yeah, really, I thought I'd actually take the time to share my thoughts and my experience with physical media and with cinema in my YouTube channel. So um, on my channel, I like to talk about um, I talk about films, of course, obviously, but I really try my best to actually analyze the films from a thematic standpoint and also treat them as an art form as opposed to just entertainment, which is kind of Criterion's whole mission statement. So I think that's why they connect with me so deeply. Um, yeah, so I talk a lot about Criterion on my channel. I actually just uploaded a video today where me and one of my partners went through five of our favorite Criterion digipacks, in terms of like which of the artwork, packaging, and presentation were our favorites.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I know a lot of people really love the physical aspect of the Criterion package. So I just wanted to highlight some that I feel really excel. I
Cool.
have a video up talking about everything that me and my other partner bought during the sale. The July sale. I think we bought about 15 titles, so we went through
Oh,
those.
wow.
Yeah, we went a little hard this time around, as I am wont to do. But yeah,
Cool. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome, Celeste. I mean, yeah, I'll have to check out those videos because I think, the packaging is a big part of the draw of Criterion. It's the
for sure.
packaging, the special features, and of course, the discovery of films for me has just been a big part of what I've loved about Criterion. So,
Hmm.
yeah, well, welcome. And links to Celeste's channel are in the description of this video. So definitely check out his channel as well as Instagram. So definitely check that out. But let's jump right into these November titles. So I'm really excited about these titles, and I really want to know kind of what you think about it and what the community thinks. We've got people in the chat here. We're going to go into the chat in just a moment, but what we're going to do here is we're going to talk a little bit about a quick overview of what we've got. So we've got 5 titles coming out in November. We've got 3 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo packs. So I'm always wondering, are we getting new 4K Ultra HD releases? Box check, big green box, big green check mark there. We are getting a Blu-ray upgrade of an Eclipse set DVD, which I think
Hmm.
is interesting. So looking forward to learning more about that. And we're getting a collector set. Are we getting a box set? Looks like we are. A trilogy of films from Hong Kong by a pair of filmmakers new to the collection. So I'm also looking to see, are we getting new directors in the collection? Are these new films coming into the collection? So we are getting some new films in the collection and 2 new filmmakers from Hong Kong in the collection. So very excited about that. The United States, New Zealand, Hong Kong, and Czechoslovakia are represented this month in these titles. So before we hop over to the Criterion site, let us jump over here and see what comments we have. To everybody who's on and who will be joining, thank you for joining here. We have Darvin, hello, how are you? Internet user, hello. Good evening, KB. Hope you're doing well. I had an overnight trip in Springfield, Missouri. So real quick trip. So was in the same state as you and Nathan. Darvin have something interesting to say about the In the Mood for Love 4K. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about that one. Celeste saying hello to KB, hello to everybody. Darvin saying hello to Celeste, people saying hello to each other. All right, the Internal Affairs box set and Malcolm X are a no-brainer. Malcolm X is one of the cinema masterpieces from Traveling Man. Can't argue there. Hello, Steve from the UK. It is, Steve, it's past midnight over there, isn't it? Hope you're doing well. Good evening, all. Good evening, Island 007-100. Hello, Mika. I hope you are doing well.
Shout
Hope
out Mika.
yes. What's up, good people? Mika, I want to know what flavor of tea are you drinking? Are you drinking tea? I know you're drinking a flavor of tea. Let us know what your tea you're drinking. Is it herbal tea or regular tea? Hello, glad you can make it. Celeste, me too. Okay, in the mood for love, not having HDR is disappointing. Yeah, we'll talk about that, because it is 4K. Great, happy about that. And I was looking for Dolby Vision, didn't
Hmm.
see it yet. So we'll talk about that. I was just about to mention that. Yes, we'll get to it. I knew the Internal Affairs trilogy was coming, but I didn't expect it this soon. Since your shout out, I've been. Oh, well, thanks again to share with fellow Criterion lovers. Oh, well, thank you, Steve. And then movies with Ryan, Malcolm X, and the Infernal Affairs trilogy for the absolute win. All right, yeah, sounds good, Ryan. I got to check out your video that came out today. The In the Mood for Love 4K doesn't have HDR. Sadly, I'm going to buy the original Blu-ray and not buy the 4K. Yeah, a number of people are concerned about that. I guess. Let's see, Dennis 4K. Malcolm is going to look splendid in 4K. I certainly hope so. Ernest Dickerson plus Spike Lee, perfect cinematography. Yeah, I certainly hope so. Celeste is awesome. I would agree. Steve at Excelsior. I'm excited about Malcolm X coming to the collection, but was bummed that still no Amadeus on 4K. It's been rumored since September 2021. Yeah, I mean, we shall see. We shall see. I mean, what do you think about that, Celeste? I mean, is that one that you're waiting on, or anxious to get?
So it's a film that I've been aware about for a long time. It's not one I've actually seen. I do remember the rumors of it quite some time ago, with even like what looked like could be official cover art, though it's probably fan art floating around. I think that there's some controversy between two of the different cuts where there's some rights issues. So maybe they want both cuts or only a certain, like a director's cut or something, and they're just waiting for rights clearances on that. I know that 100,000 different things go into these releases, and any one of them could hold it up. So,
yeah,
I'm sure somebody spoke too soon, and now everybody's waiting. But
yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed soon.
Mm-hmm.
So excited for Malcolm X and Infernal Affairs. Yeah, me too. Criterion on fire. I agree. Hello, Ryan. Culture, Trini, October is great and November is not disappointing. Yeah. I mean, I think, when you look at the titles coming out in September, October, and November, and we'll talk about the September and October, it really sets up for, I think, what could be a lot of good things to consider for November sales. KB saying, "Oh, Celeste, good guest tonight." Yes, I would agree. Yes, Culture, Trini, October and November both are delivering great titles. Going to grab most of the titles. I am in that bucket as well, Mika. I'll be grabbing most, probably all of them. Forget most. I'm going to get them all, probably.
For me, the question is not how few, but really just how close to all of them are we getting, or really how soon are we getting all of them? Because at some point I do want every single one of these, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. KB, great guest. Everybody's agreeing you're a great guest, Celeste. Hey, Ryan.
I'm feeling the love. Thank you all.
Let's see. Culture Trini says he'll probably pass on In the Mood for Love. Already have the standalone and the box set. Yes. So the box set, World of Wong Kar-wai box set last year. That was my favorite overall release from Criterion last year. Was that box set? And I was really, overall, I was pretty happy with it. I know there was some controversy around the color timing, Wong Kar-wai's, I think, choice to change the colors, I think, and the way the films looked versus previous releases. And some people were upset about it. It didn't really bother me, but people were comparing, oh, here's how In the Mood for Love looked in the original Blu-ray, which I have, and now in this new version. Which I guess that is going to be the basis for this 4K. But do you have a thought on the World of Wong Kar-wai set? Do you have it? Have you had a chance to look at it?
I have almost bought it numerous times, but it's always a constant battle with me, trying my best not to spend $100 on films I haven't seen yet. I've seen two of the films in that set. In the Mood for Love and Chungking Express.
Yes.
And I actually have the out-of-print copy of Chungking Express. That's one that was on the top of my want list for a long time because I absolutely adore that film. And yeah, I've seen the screenshots of the differences in the Mood for Love releases. I guess we can get into it more when we get to that one. But I don't know. These just seem like such prestige titles. Part of me is wondering if the whole thing, or maybe piecemeal, they're going to upgrade it to 4K, and then I won't know what to do there. So. I'm trying my best to get through the stuff I have right now, and trying my best not to just keep buying stuff. But that's the long answer. The short answer is no, I don't have it yet.
Yeah, yeah, I understand, and I definitely understand, going through your backlog.
Hmm.
I'm making it and I'm going trying to go through my backlog as best as I can, and of course, in the process of that, as collectors, we keep adding to the pile, and
Yeah.
so. But hey, it's part of what we enjoy doing.
Hmm.
See, hello. See, Adrian says hello to everybody. See, Steve. Steve has Malcolm X Warner Brothers Digipack. Happy to upgrade to 4K. I honestly forgot about Power of the Dog, the Netflix deal. Okay. He's happy with the titles announced. Pleased that most are in 4K, ready for the November sale. All right. I think many of us are as well. Mika saying hello to Adrian. All right. Culture Genie saying hey to Ryan. So, with that, why don't we go ahead and hop over to the Criterion site and see what is going on? So, we had hopes that we would see something Monday,
Hmm.
then it was Tuesday, then it was, we got to delay it one more day, but it's all good.
Yeah. I always wonder what it is. Like, are they waiting on Jane Campion's signature for like one more day? Like she's like, I'll do it tomorrow or something. I don't know, you know? It
That's
seems
probably it's
strange,
probably
but
things like that.
hmm, yeah.
It's probably stuff like that. So let's see here. You all should be able to see my screen. Celeste, are you able to see this?
I am indeed.
Awesome. Good. So this is what we like to see. November titles announced. That's what we're here to talk about.
Hmm.
And so, speaking of titles coming out this month, is anyone excited about Buck and the Preacher? Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte. I have mine pre-ordered and plan to talk about that on this channel.
That's one
So
I'll
that's
definitely
coming
get
soon.
eventually. It looks great. It looks like a really fun time. Yeah. I don't know a ton about it. I just know that I really want to buy it and watch it.
Yeah, I have not seen this before, so I'm definitely looking forward to diving into it. Sidney Poitier, uh, you know, is directing this film. Harry Belafonte. It looks
Hmm.
really interesting. So
Hmm.
I'm definitely looking forward to that blind buy.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, some exciting stuff coming. We'll talk a little bit about the October stuff that's coming out and the September stuff because there is definitely a few things to be excited about for September
One
and
or two.
October. So let's go ahead and jump into. We've got 5 titles coming out for the month. We've got 2 coming out on November the 1st, 1 coming out on November the 8th, 1 on the 15th, and 1 on Thanksgiving week on the 22nd. And so the first title here is this one here, Daisies, from Czechoslovakian director Vera Chytilova. So it's Daisies. It's from 1966. This film was part of this Pearls of the Czech New Wave box set, part of the
Hmm.
Eclipse series 32, Pearls of the Czech New Wave. And I don't have any of the Eclipse series sets, but I know that a number of people are into these sets. I've heard podcasts of people talking about these sets. I've heard of this Pearls of the Czech New Wave, and it looks like Daisies is one of the DVDs as part of this set, and
Hmm.
it's still actually available. It looks like this Eclipse DVD set, and
Yeah.
so one of those films is this film Daisies. Daisies from Vera Chytilova. So, are you familiar with this film, Celeste? Have you seen this before?
I have seen it. I actually watched it. So when they announced their delay, they posted a shot from this film, and everybody was saying it's Daisies. And a fun fact about the Eclipse line, uh, almost every single one of the films included in that is in the permanent streaming collection on the Criterion channel.
Ah,
I think there's like maybe 3 or 4 where the rights aren't exactly right, and so they're not available that way. But I mean, like 99% of them are like always available for streaming on the Criterion channel.
oh,
So
cool.
that's why I don't actually own any of the sets either. I'm just kind of waiting for the really special ones to be put out on Blu-ray, and then the rest I can watch on the channel. Anyway, it's streaming on the channel, and so I watched it, I guess it'd be night before last, and I absolutely loved it. I'm really excited for this release. I think it's just a great film.
Yeah, that is good to hear because when I saw this and when I read about this and I saw the trailer getting ready for this, I definitely got intrigued with this because this is a not French, Czech New Wave film, and I have not yet really dived into that
Hmm.
movement yet. So thinking this could be my entry point into the Czech New Wave. So
Hmm.
I'm definitely intrigued by this title. It's coming out on Blu-ray. People will want to note that it is a Blu-ray option. So there is no DVD offering. So the DVD is only going to be in the Eclipse set. This release is just Blu-ray only.
Hmm.
And it is, if we look at the description here, it looks like it's dealing with these, a pair of young women who are both named Marie. They embark on this odyssey and adventure of gluttony, debauchery, destruction, basically, resistance to society, so to speak, in the pursuit of pleasure. So looks interesting. But what happens when the fun is over? Matching her anarchic message with an equally radical aesthetic, director Vera Chetalova, with the close collaboration of cinematographer Jaroslav Kursera, unleashes an optical storm of fluctuating film stocks, kaleidoscope montages, and cartoonish stop motion cutouts. So interesting. And this, I definitely recommend people check out this trailer. It is definitely, fascinating to sort of see some of the
Nic
imagery
není.
in this film.
Je tam něco? Pust. Něco by se mělo dít.
So the way that I would describe this
Ale
film to
co?
people who haven't seen it
Hmm.
would be like if Jean-Luc Godard directed Hausu.
Oh my goodness.
Snack, snack, snack.
That Now that right there has definitely sold me.
So
I'm really intrigued.
yeah, I'm sure you can see there what I mean by the Godardian elements, and I mean I see why they call it Czech New Wave. It's very much inspired by the French New Wave.
Yeah.
It's very modern feeling too. I was very surprised when I started watching it to know that it's from '66. But there's definitely not any horror elements, so I don't want to get anybody's hopes up on that front. But in terms of just the cutout animation and the pure cinematic anarchy, like
Hmm.
that's where it really reminded me of Hausu. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I'm looking forward to it because I love Hausu. I love Hausu,
it's great.
and with Halloween coming up, I definitely
Hmm.
have to revisit that film because I haven't seen it in a couple of years. So I have got to revisit it. It is
Hmm.
crazy. So this is coming in with a new spine number. So the film is not well. The film is part in the clip set. It's coming into the sort of Criterion line. It's going to be spine
Hmm.
number 1157. It is from 1966. Runs at 76 minutes. This is getting a new 4K digital restoration, which is very nice to see and should be a nice upgrade over the
Hmm.
DVD from that Eclipse set. That
For sure.
that should certainly be the case. We're getting an audio commentary on here, which I always love to see an audio commentary,
Me
a
too.
documentary. That documentary, I wonder if that was probably already in the Eclipse set. So if you already have that, you probably already have that. But we're getting a new interview from a film programmer, Irina Kovarova. So that's interesting. A documentary, a couple of short films from the director, which I always love to see. Some short films, earlier works from the
For
filmmaker is
sure.
always
Yeah.
cool to see. So some nice looking features on here with the commentary, a documentary, a couple of documentaries, a new
Yeah.
interview, 4K digital restoration. This looks like a solid or a promising solid Blu-ray here from
Oh
Criterion.
yeah.
So,
It's
so I'm looking
it's
forward to it.
stacked. Like
Looking
those
forward
two
to it.
short films that are included, I didn't watch them, but I looked them up. They're both technically feature length if we're going by the Academy standard. They're both over 40 minutes.
Oh
So,
wow.
I mean, you're getting an extra hour and a half of like narrative film from the same
Okay.
director, and then two documentaries on top of that. I mean,
Oh
this
yeah.
one is just stacked. Like I know people were clamoring for a Check New Wave box because I know that Janus has just licensed about 25 or 30 films.
Mm-hmm.
And I was too. I was kind of hoping for like a really big box this month, but
Yep.
I mean, if we're just gonna get one, I mean, this gorgeous cover art and then the absolutely stacked special features, I couldn't be more excited for this edition.
Yeah, I mean, check out this cover. This cover is wow. I mean, this cover looks really cool. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just it makes me wonder what is going. It's part of that whole kaleidoscopic,
So
imagery going on. So
yeah,
much
it
like
looks.
thrown at you, you know?
That's definitely what the film feels like, and it looks to me like all of these are like little snippets of imagery from the film itself, just kind of thrown into a blender, which is kind of how it feels, honestly. So.
Yeah, some of the cutouts and kind of in a
hmm
collage, so to speak. Yeah, so this is definitely one I'm looking forward to. This film will be my entree into the Czech New Wave. So I'm excited about Daisies, and I want to know from the comments from you all out there, are you excited about this one? Are you looking forward to it? If you know something about it, definitely comment. Don't spoil anything, but definitely comment and share what you think about this one, Daisies, from Vera Chitolova. And I always love to, hear from a variety of different voices, in the collection, female
hmm
directors,
Yeah,
directors of color. So
for
this
sure.
is definitely one I'm excited to check out. So that
Ooh,
is,
one more tidbit on Daisies, if it's okay.
yeah, sure.
I do love that it is directed by a woman. I love how they're bringing in new female filmmakers into the
Hmm.
collection. But the thing that instantly sold me on this is that apparently, because it's a very like radical feminist film, apparently as soon as it came out, it was immediately banned by the government. It was very hard to find for a while. So as soon as
Oh,
I read
wow.
that, I was like, yeah, I gotta see that.
Banned by the Czech government.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so this is definitely, and they'll probably talk about that in the documentaries. They'll probably touch on that. So
hmm
that
Yeah.
should be interesting. So that's Daisies is coming out Tuesday, November the 1st. So looking forward to that. Now, this next title here is one that I think people are going to be talking about for sure. This
Yeah.
is this is a film that when I first saw this movie, it blew my mind. I mean, this film is so incredibly beautiful, and just the way it was shot and the way uh, that this film is paced and the way the story unfolds is just so beautiful and sensual, and it's a master filmmaker at work here with Wong Kar-wai. And I know it's not a film for everybody, but it's definitely a film that I absolutely love. In the Mood for Love. One thing that I find interesting here is this is a 4K upgrade. It's a 4K UHD combo pack that we're getting here, and in this case, so it's a 4K upgrade over a previous Blu-ray, and it looks like we're getting a different cover, a new
Yeah.
cover from the Blu-ray that we had, the original Blu-ray. So that's nice. What do you think about this cover?
I think this is the first time that they've ever done that in terms
Hmm.
of changing a cover from Blu-ray to 4K. I mean, they do it all the time for DVDs.
Yeah,
But I think you have the set, so correct me if I'm wrong, but when you actually open it up and you see the different discs and they're like housed in different, are they housed in different sleeves? Because I think when you go on the website, this is the cover art that shows up through the box set, but not
yeah,
through the standalone, if that makes sense.
yeah. I have that box set in the other room, and I meant to have it here to check it out, but I'll have to check that out. But
Yeah,
yeah.
in any case, I've seen this artwork before in the context of that announcement.
Hmm.
I think it's interesting that they've changed. I guess it's because it's the new colored grading and transfer and everything. They want to represent that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think people are going to have a lot of thoughts on this one, as do
yeah.
I. So
Oh yeah. So yeah, this is In the Mood for Love from director Wong Kar-wai. That box set, like I mentioned, with 7 of his films, was my favorite overall release from last year. Just a beautiful set, beautiful packaging.
Hmm.
Uh, it's just fantastic. Um, and so this is In the Mood for Love. Of course, it stars Maggie Cheung, who also played in Irma Vep, which I enjoyed from, I think that came out last year. So that was a totally different role that I really enjoyed that film. And you have Tony Leung Chui Wai, who we'll hear about in another one of the releases coming out this month. But this is him in the Mood for Love, and it's basically about these two people in Hong Kong. They move into the neighboring apartments on the same day, and their encounters are formal and polite until a discovery about their spouses creates an intimate bond between them. Basically, they both discover or suspect that their spouses are cheating on them with each other. And so, as a
Hmm.
result, it creates a bond between the two of them. And all along the way you're wondering, are they going to you know connect and get together? What's going to happen? And it's just so artfully done and just a beautifully made film. So really love this movie and glad that it's getting a 4K. And I'm going to be interested in seeing. I do remember when I got the box set for In the Mood for Love, and I did comparisons because I believe it had a new 4K restoration on that Blu-ray. And I
Hmm.
remember doing sort of side by side comparisons to see, okay, how much better does this new Blu-ray look to the old Blu-ray? And I couldn't tell much of a difference. So they looked very similar. I couldn't, pick up on any upgrade from the new restoration, but I would hope that this new that with this 4K restoration being put on a 4K disc, that we should at
Hmm.
least get the benefit of that 4K resolution. So we're getting a 4K digital restoration, which is probably the same restoration that was done for the Wong Kar-wai set, and we're getting 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio. So that's nice. Now here it says one 4K Ultra HD disc of the film and one Blu-ray with the film and special features. So there's no mention of HDR, no mention of Dolby Vision.
Hmm.
So that is something to sort of keep an eye out for that. So I'm not sure if it's getting HDR10 or what's going on there. But this is the kind of film that, because of the colors, you would hope that it would get some type of an HDR treatment. So it'll be interesting to see how this looks on 4K. So
So unfortunately, someone did email Criterion and they came back and confirmed that there is no HDR on this new 4K. So
okay,
yeah, it's really just going to be. I mean, it was like you said, it was already a 4K restoration, so it's just going to be the one-to-one of the restoration versus the disc capacity. So
yep,
I fear that the upgrade will be minimal, but
hmm
we'll see. We'll
yeah,
see.
we
I'll
shall see.
definitely have to see some reviews first, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, we shall see. Yeah, I'm very happy with the Blu-ray and it
Hmm.
being upscaled, with my Sony 4K player and 4K TV.
Hmm.
For a lot of releases, I sometimes struggle to see the
I
difference,
I agree.
especially
It's
if I'm
pretty
sitting
close.
6 feet to 8 feet away from the TV. It's not like jumping out at me. With just a few exceptions, there are some cases where it's like, okay, I can
Hmm.
clearly see a difference, and that's
Yeah.
nice to see that sometimes. So
So
we'll see what we get here. I don't know if we're getting any new. Now, what has been typical on these Criterion 4K upgrades is there have not been any new special features, and I think that appears to be the case here. That all these features are from the previous release and from the features that would have been on the Wong Kar-wai set. I don't think there's anything new from a feature standpoint.
so the only difference I see is the new essay by novelist Charles Yu, which would be the booklet, I guess.
Ah, down here, a new essay. Okay, cool.
This, I think, might also be a first because there's a different booklet on the old Blu-ray. So this actually, as funny as it might sound, this might actually be the reason I go ahead and grab this, is because I would want both booklets because I love reading the booklets.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to include the old one.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what's going on with this title, to be honest. Like, I'm assuming the Blu-ray that's included is going to be the same disc that's in the World of Wong Kar-wai set and not the
I
same
would
disc
think
that's
so.
in the old Blu-ray.
Yep.
So I think if you really want to be complete, I think you have to have the box set, the old Blu-ray, and this new 4K to get everything. But it's
And
close,
that's where
so I
I'll
guess
be in
it's
November.
yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm sure I'm going to pick it up, but yeah, I'm definitely going
Yeah.
to have that original Blu-ray. I have that, and the World of Wong Kar-wai, and you're
Yeah.
right.
As soon as I get
You have both.
confirmation that the Blu-ray on this is the new one, I'm gonna go grab the old one because I want to have both versions of the film. So
Yep. So yeah, this is an upgrade, 4K upgrade of Spine 147 in the collection. It was a previously released on a standalone Blu-ray. Now, last year came out on that beautiful World of Wong Kar-wai set. Now it's getting broken out separately as a 4K release. And the question that just popped in my mind is, I wonder if we're going to get a 4K release of Chungking Express. That would be pretty interesting to see if that happens. But
yeah,
we shall
for
see.
sure.
So far, we're getting in the mood for love. But let us know in the comments section what you think about this release if you plan on getting it. And, do you have a point of view on the color, on the color change that Wong Kar-wai put into it for the World of Wong Kar-wai set? And what's your excitement level for this 4K? So those are the two titles coming out on the 1st of November, Tuesday, November 1st. We're getting Daisies and In the Mood for Love. In the Mood for Love is on 4K Ultra HD. So then, before I go to the 8th, let me pop out of here. Let me stop sharing. And then let's go back here and let's take a look at some of these some of these comments here and see what people are saying. What are people feeling? How are y'all feeling out there? What is going on? So, same Trini have mood in the box set, and I believe Ryan, I believe you got a killer deal in that box set, from what I remember. Darvin watched the Digipack video before this stream. Very entertaining. Saying hi to Mika. I bought Love and Basketball. That's a good release for sure. Let's see, Celeste, Darvin, thank you for watching. Doing good, Adrian. So we're gonna get caught up on these. Celeste, you're welcome. I subscribe. So Darvin is there. So Infernal Affairs is classic. We wouldn't have The Departed without it. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So The Departed from Martin Scorsese was influenced by Infernal Affairs. Okay.
I
That's good to
believe it's
know.
actually a remake of sorts. Like I think it's
Oh,
almost
really?
a direct remake, yeah, just with a different
Okay.
title. Um,
That's good to know. Good to know. Love the diversity in the titles. Yeah, I do too. I
me
have,
too.
that's one thing that I've been really digging about really these last several months. Has really brought in a lot of different types of films, different types of filmmakers from around the world, which is, well, what they're about, right? Films from around the world. So it's great stuff. Hola, James and Celeste. Hola to you as well, Sean. Infernal Affairs is a must buy, highly recommend. Yeah, and we'll get to it. I'll show some of that clip. The more I see of this title, the more excited I'm getting. I am really getting, I'm very intrigued by it. So we'll talk about that. With other Netflix movie being added to the collection, I have hope that I'm thinking of ending things will finally come to the collection. Okay. I am not familiar with that film, but that should be interesting. Have you seen that film, Celeste?
I haven't. I think. Let me look it up real quick. I think I am familiar with the director. Thinking of ending things. I think it's got Joaquin Phoenix in it, right? It's supposed to be really sad.
Oh,
It
oh,
sounds like
okay.
something I would like for sure.
I'm thinking of ending things. Wow, okay. That kind of makes you think of Taste of Cherry. I guess he was thinking of
Mm,
ending things too.
mm,
See, the whole release schedule looks solid. I agree. It just all the way around. We got Malcolm X in time for his 30th anniversary. Yes, 1992. Yep. Let's see here. Mika, I'm drinking a grass daffodil tea. Okay, that sounds good. Love it. Daisies, I knew was going to happen since the movie is getting re-released in theaters by Janus due to its new restoration that premiered at Cannes this year. Okay. Yeah, and that new restoration is going to be on this Blu-ray and should look really nice. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm drinking hibiscus tea as well. Okay, cool. You go, Darvin.
I need to get in on tea gang. I just have water like a chump.
Yeah, and I got some lemonade here I'm drinking.
Hmm.
The Blu-ray of In the Mood for Love already looks splendid. Yeah, I think it does too. It's a beautiful film, and the Blu-ray looks great. Um, sounds great, Darvin. Great to see another title, Daisies, from an Eclipse set to get its own spine number. Yep. There's a lot of people who are fans of that Eclipse series. Amadeus is fantastic. I highly recommend it. Cool. I think we're getting a Czech New Wave box set very soon. I think you had mentioned that, Celeste, mainly because Janice just restored like 30 of them. Yeah. Yep. I also think we're getting a 3 colors. Yeah. I saw that that Kieslowski's 3 colors trilogy has a 4K restoration. So I wonder if it's a matter of time before we see that 3 color set come out on 4K. I think a lot
I
of
was
people
expecting that today as well. Yeah, I think it's almost certainly going to happen at some point.
I think a lot of people will be very excited about that, including myself. Mika, yeah, the tea is really good. Is Raging Bull worth it in 4K? Let me think about it. Yes, very much so. Get it. Let's see. Movies with Ryan. November sale is getting my whole wallet. Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat with you, Ryan, because it's really the accumulation of November titles. I want all of them. October, I can say the same thing. September looks stacked as well. I mean, it just sort of builds up, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah. I think the In the Mood for Love 4K is going to show the World of Wong Kar-wai version of the movie. Yes, in terms of the colors and that restoration, yes. Ryan, I know the wallet is on fire these next couple of months. No interest in these titles, was hoping for 4K scanners or Videodrome. Yeah, so okay, let's talk about that for a second. So so of course, everybody's not thrilled with these titles, and that's great. You know, I mean, different things appeal to different people. But he does mention, Scaps mentions here, Videodrome, and that is a title that I was hoping was going to get a Criterion 4K. Of course, Arrow recently announced that they're releasing it in 4K overseas. And so I'm wondering, is it possible? Would it be possible that Criterion could release Videodrome here in the US on 4K? Or I've already ordered the Arrow title and going to have it imported, but I don't know if you have any thoughts on that Videodrome.
Yeah, so I love Videodrome. I love David Cronenberg in general. He's one of my favorites. I think
Me too.
He's really something special. But so my thinking on it is that Arrow already had a Region B version of Videodrome on Blu-ray, and they've just put out a Region B only set. I mean, 4K is region free, but you know, the box set and the Blu-ray disc itself is Region B only locked. That tells me that they could have added a Region A release if they wanted to, or if they could, but for whatever reason they couldn't. I feel fairly confident that Criterion is going to be doing the Region A 4K.
Yeah. I would be very happy to see that because I love the packaging of it, you know, and of
so
that
good.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And I just want to see that film in 4K, and I would love to see Criterion release it. I would be very excited about that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see that soon. So Omar Valles, my man James, with the best taste in movies on all of YouTube. Omar, no, I cannot take credit for that. I think you had the best taste, Omar. Mika, they keep us waiting with these announcements. Yeah, yeah, and that's true. And one thing I always say that is they're really never late because they never. I don't think Criterion has ever like formally stated that on the 15th of each month we're going to announce our titles. They just started doing
Hmm.
it several years ago, and then people have come to expect it on the 15th, but they never formally committed. We're gonna you know
Hmm.
announce on the 15th. Um, but so it's one of those things where they've set us up for this expectation, and so we're disappointed if well, we're gonna announce it on the 16th or on the 17th. So, but I think the wait was worth it for the most part. I'm pretty happy with these
Hmm.
titles. Sean S. Okay. I'm planning on watching Daisies this weekend. Cool. I'm gonna wait till the Blu-ray comes out. Let's see. Buck and the Preacher is the only strong draw for me this month. Portier and Belafonte. Yeah. So for the month of August, I'm about to switch back over to the Criterion site. Actually, now I'll do that right now. See, and we'll go through some more of these titles or the next title here. But then we'll take a little quick perusal of the August titles and want to see what people think about these titles.
I think Faya Dai is the one that I'm the most excited about this month.
Yeah. So Fayadai, yep.
Hmm.
Now the ones that came out yesterday, Frownland and
Daddy Longlegs.
Daddy Longlegs. How do you feel about those? Have you seen either of those?
I haven't. I'm a big fan of the Safdie brothers, so I'm excited
Hmm.
to see Daddy Longlegs. And the other one I hear is just really bizarre and kind of, it may be extreme is the right word. It
Mm,
definitely sounds like it's up my alley, and I really like the cover art. So, uh, it's on the ever-growing want list.
yep. Yeah, I think I will be checking those out at some point. I just wasn't in a hurry to get them,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
But the one that I have on order is this Buck and the Preacher.
Hmm.
And the other one, I'm with you. I'm also interested in this Faya Dai.
Hmm.
I'm just trying to decide if I want to go ahead and get it now or just wait for the sale. It may be a wait for the November sale, but I'm definitely getting this in actually next week. It's coming next Tuesday, so I'll
Yeah.
be doing a review of this on the channel. It will be coming out next week, and then a couple of weeks later, this little title over here. Oh, this little title is coming out on 4K, and I am very much looking forward to it. Blowout on
I love
4K.
Blowout.
So I'm very, very excited about this one here. But any love for Hotel du Nord, Hotel in the North? Are you looking
Uh,
forward to that one?
some of my Criterion friends were talking that one up. I love the cover art on it. I mean, it falls in that category of like, yeah, of course I'm interested. Criterion puts it out, so like
Yep.
I want to watch it. But it's not necessarily one like you said where I'm like, I need that right now.
Right. Yep. Yep. Cool stuff. But yeah, they got some interesting things coming out here as I look. I'm definitely looking forward to in September, Blowout in 4K. I'm getting that day one. I'm not going to wait for the sale on that. Um, Takeout is one I'm really fascinated with as well for September. And then the other one is September. I'm looking forward to perhaps this Henri Georges Clouzot's film here because
Yeah,
I
that's
like.
that's the one that I think sticks out to me the most too. I mean, I
Mhm.
know it was already in the collection, so I just wasn't previously aware of it, but it sounds so fascinating, and I love to see the DVD upgrades. So,
Yeah, and I liked his Diabolique and The Wages of Fear. So
hmm.
I have good expectations that that should be good. And I'm probably gonna go ahead and get my first WCP Scorsese set. I don't have any of these world cinema projects yet, so
I don't either, and it's one of those where I kind of just want all of them, so I don't know where to start.
yeah. I think
It's
I'm gonna start with
intimidating.
this number four. I'm gonna start with this one here and just go ahead and
Yeah,
pick it up.
it sounds stacked. I'm really happy that they're continuing to put out these films that, really just need the attention, the spotlight, and probably a decent restoration.
Yeah. And then the last title in September. Now, this is one that, okay, this is one that for me, I is sort of in that category of I know this one here is one that a lot of people are very excited about, Sound of Metal in 4K, but it's one that I don't find myself in a huge hurry to necessarily want to get. This is a film that I saw early in the pandemic. So a couple of
Mm,
years ago when, everybody was watching a bunch of stuff on streaming, because you
hmm
couldn't go to the theater. So this was something that popped out and I watched it and was blown away by it. Really, really liked the film. So I really like this movie. I just don't know if this is one that I'm going to focus on trying to get, anytime soon. Is this one that you're excited about?
Yeah, I actually haven't seen it yet. I'm really
Okay.
bad about watching newer films, especially if they're streaming only, because I'm just so deeply into the physical thing, and the quality is just so much nicer, and more reliable. But uh, I would consider myself a metal enthusiast of sorts, and the idea of a film about a drummer in a metal band going deaf is really just hitting on all cylinders in terms of what would find fascinating.
Hmm.
Um, that just sounds really hard to mess up or something I wouldn't like. And I don't know. At this point, I think I might as well wait and just experience it in 4K. And especially the sound on that is going to
Yeah.
blow Amazon Prime sound out of the water. So I think I'll
Oh
just
yeah.
wait.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that this is going to be a knockout. I mean, just from a
Hmm
technical standpoint,
Yeah.
in terms of the visuals and what they do with the sound design, I mean, it's just going to be. I mean, it's going to be a great disc. And
hmm
who knows? I mean, I may see reviews and may go ahead and cave in and go ahead and get it, but that's probably what's going to happen. Why should
hmm
I fool myself? But but yeah, this is a great film for sure. So let's see here. On November the 8th, The Power of the Dog, Jane Campion. This is a film that was on Netflix,
hmm
and I've seen a few minutes of this movie. I've heard great things about it. It got a lot of love during award season. I think it was nominated. I'm not sure how many Oscars it was nominated for. I think it might have been nominated in the Best Picture category. It did win at least one Oscar. Jane Campion won Best Director, so
hmm
that was good to
The
see.
the second woman in history, I think, after
Uh,
Catherine Bigelow, right?
Third with
Third?
because Nomadland.
Oh, you're right.
Uh,
You're right.
I forgot her name. What's her name? Oh, goodness.
I don't remember either, to be honest.
Okay, but yeah, she won. She won Best Director for that. So good to see. Good to see that recognition. But this is a film that I've heard different opinions on. Some people love this movie. Some people hate it, which I guess every movie technically falls in that category. But this movie has a lot of different opinions on it. Some people hail it as a masterpiece, and some people have a totally different take on this film. But it stars has some good stars in it. Benedict Cumberbatch, Kirsten Dunst it
hmm
is in this film. So, you know, Jesse Plemons. So it's definitely a film. I've only seen a few minutes of it, but I definitely want to see this film in its entirety. And this probably is going to be the best way to experience it on this new 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack.
hmm For
So what's
sure.
interesting here is, so check this out. This is coming out on Tuesday, November the 8th,
hmm
and it's being offered on this 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack. It's also going to be offered on Blu-ray and offered on DVD. So that's interesting. That it's going to have all three of those offerings. Um,
So
kind of
I
hard to
think,
imagine.
oh, sorry,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was
Um,
just going to say it's kind of hard to imagine choosing this option when this option's available, but hey, the
s-
option's there, you know?
so what I've heard in terms of the DVD sort of controversy, is that a lot of libraries and educational institutions are only equipped for DVD. And
Yep,
so, especially for these streaming only films, they want to make sure it's available physically in every conceivable format. Um,
that's a good point. Yep.
Whereas some of these bigger titles like Raging Bull and Miller's Crossing or something that are widely available,
Hmm.
they're just putting out the Blu-ray or the 4K or what have you. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean DVD, I mean as much as we love that 4K format, I mean, it's the best available format. The fact of the matter is DVD is still the best selling physical media format, you know,
hmm
and it's not even, it really isn't even close, it's the largest selling format still. It's the most widely available, so the most accessible to everybody. And to your point, the libraries.
hmm
So DVD, as much as we love 4K and Blu-ray, DVD ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So
yeah, for sure.
so this title here is from 2021 from Jane Campion. It's United States and New Zealand. So I guess parts of this film was filmed in the US, parts were filmed in New Zealand. And supposedly the story is based in Montana.
hmm
I'm not sure the time period, but looking forward to diving into this and actually watching this film in its entirety. So should be a lot of fun. We're getting a 4K digital master. This is, of course, this is a new film, so it's approved by Miss Campion. Getting the Dolby Atmos soundtrack. So for the audiophiles out there, that is a very important data point that we're getting a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. At some point, I definitely need to get an Atmos setup to really appreciate that feature that I have on so many of my discs that
hmm
I currently don't get to fully appreciate. But you're also getting Dolby Vision on this 4K. So this 4K is featuring Dolby Vision HDR, which is good to see. Getting interview with Campion on the making of the film, getting another interview with Campion and the composer about the film score, and then some interviews with several of the cast members. So, a few features on here, a lot of contributions from Jane Campion. You
hmm
had the director of photography on here, the composer, a lot of the actors. So looks like we're going to hear, a good deal about how this film was made and everything. So should be very, very interesting. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful film. I mean, the fact that it's, in this Western setting, in these, wonderful landscapes, I'm certainly hopeful that it's going to be a beautiful, looking film on
hmm
this 4K Ultra HD with this Dolby Vision. So I definitely have high hopes that this is going to be, technically a solid disc.
Yeah. Uh, I so yesterday when they had to delay it again, they posted a shot from this film. So I was like, "Oh, wonderful! It's on Netflix. I have another opportunity to watch another one of these films in anticipation for this live stream, so I can talk about it." And me and my girlfriend got about 5 or 6 minutes into it, and the stream on Netflix was so abysmal that I couldn't do it. It was unwatchable to me.
Yeah.
So I have a 4K projector and about a 100-inch screen, so I notice these things quicker than I think some people might. But I mean, this really was like inexcusable, where I can't believe you would let your original programming look that bad.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm very ecstatic that I'll get to watch it on 4K instead. It
Yeah.
looked like it was going to be good, but I think I'll wait because
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
can't
mean, was it
express
just a
how
lot
bad.
of buffering? Was it a lot of buffering
So
or
the worst thing about it was the banding and the pixelating in the background and in
oh,
a lot of the smoke and the dust and the darker shadows. I
hmm.
mean, it was like full pixelated blocks all across the
Yeah.
screen. I tried it again today, before the stream, just to see if it was an anomaly yesterday, but it was the
Yep.
exact same thing. I tested my internet and
Hmm.
everything. I don't know. I've watched a couple of Netflix originals where I almost couldn't do it. It was so bad. So
Oh wow.
I'm really
Yeah.
glad that they are putting these out.
Yeah, and that's the benefit, of, that's the benefit of having these discs. And of course, I have this edition here, of the piano, another Jane Campion film, this 4K Ultra HD. This is so beautiful. So I have high expectations that The Power of the Dog is going to look great on this 4K. It's a brand new film, I presume, shot digitally. I have to double check that. So I'm sure it's going to be a perfect picture. So
Mhm.
looking forward to that. And it will be a much better experience than what you experience with that Netflix stream for sure. So
Yeah.
that's the benefit of the disc,
Yeah. Always.
Yes, yes. Physical media is still alive and well, but folks, let us know what you think about The Power of the Dog. I mean, are you excited about this film? What do you think about this film? There's so many different opinions on this. Of course, you've got Doctor Strange in here. You got Mary Jane in here. Mary Jane, Kirsten Dunst from
Yeah.
Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange. Of course, he's playing a different character here, but Benedict Cumberbatch is in this film. So looking forward to. And I wonder. I think Benedict Cumberbatch might have been think both he, I think he, Jesse Plemons, and Kirsten Dunst might have all been nominated. So
Hmm.
in this film, I'll have to double check. But yeah, that is The Power of the Dog. So before we get to these last two titles, let's jump back over to the chat and see what people are talking about and how people are feeling. So okay, Mika is excited for Buck and the Preacher, pre-ordered, love Sydney. I'm right there with you, Mika. I have mine pre-ordered as well, and I'm very much looking forward to getting it on Tuesday, watching it and sharing thoughts with everybody and hearing what you all think about that title as well. Buck and the Preacher really got my interest because of Nope. Okay. Have you seen Nope, Celeste?
I haven't. I actually don't go to the theater very often. I just
Oh,
have,
really?
I mean, with the projector sound up, set up, and I also have a Dolby Atmos sound system. I think I've actually
Oh, cool.
recreated the theater in my house better than the real one. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
it's tough to get me out there, especially with, I mean, Blu-ray releases now are like 2-3 months after the theatrical. It's like,
It's so close. Yeah.
I'll just, for the same price, I'll just buy it,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was listening to I think Ken Mid-Level Media stream last night, and one of his
Yeah.
guests, Tim, Tim was on there, and he made that very point about how it's so close now that you don't really have any anticipation of
hmm
it, because it's like you see it in the theaters, and then a month later, here's the
hmm
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So
I watched that stream as well, so I'm sorry if I just plagiarized your point, Tim, but
no, I think he's probably cool with it. Let's
yeah.
see. I own the late Ray set. Okay. Satyajit Ray. I do not have that one. The Ray being, yes, I know. Satyajit Ray, the master. Very intrigued by Daisies. I am too, Nika. Very much so. I'm looking forward to that one. Love the cover of it. I mean, I'm fascinated to dive into the Check Me Wave, so I'm here for it. I am here for it. James is the master of Criterion. No, I don't know about that, Bob, but I do appreciate it. A lot of love for Criterion. Hey, Bob. Howdy, Ryan. By saying hello to each other. Celeste, you just sold me on Daisies. Sold me too. I'm looking forward to it. Cannot wait. I might watch it tonight. I'm going to hold off for that splendid Blu-ray that is coming. Celeste making that connection just sold me as well. Oh, yes, Daisies is anarchy. The editing is a bit jarring, but it's a great watch. Okay. Yes. People are sold on Daisies. People are digging Daisies, getting a lot of love. It's also on HBO Max for anyone who doesn't have Criterion Channel. Okay. Thank you, Ian. The scene in the trailer where the two leads are light streamers on fire sold me on this film. Yeah, I saw that at the end. That was insane. Love the highlighting of more female directors. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, absolutely. I mean, you got Jane Campion. This will be, I think, her third title in the collection, following up from The Piano and Angel at My Table. So this is now The Power of the Dog will make, I think, her third title in the collection. So that's great. And then, Vera with Daisies Of course, she was already in the collection in the Eclipse series, so that's good to see her getting a Blu-ray release. Feel like Criterion has opened up to even more variety this last year or more in the releases. Yeah, I agree, Ryan. I mean, they're just opening up the tent, new filmmakers, more diversity, just telling great stories from different filmmakers and filmmaking voices from around the world in different genres, to the point where there's something for almost everybody. In most months you can find at least something that you're interested in.
Yeah.
There's is that kind of an eclectic mix, and I really appreciate that. It's a digibook on the inside of the set, Celeste. Okay. Is he referring to the World of Wong Kar-wai set? I
The
think,
Wong
yeah.
Kar-wai one, yeah.
Not individually, unfortunately. Okay. Traveling Man, with me having the box set with the 4K restoration, I'll pass on In the Mood for Love. Okay, that's certainly understandable. I think a number of people might be making that decision, especially considering that there's no HDR. Michael Smith, I am going to get all of them except In the Mood for Love. I already have the original Blu-ray and the Wong Kar-wai set. Yeah, that may be a good move, quite honestly. In the Mood for Love sounds great. It's a great film. Mika is great. James, did you pick up the Chucky 1, 2, and 3 4Ks? Adrian, I have not. I have not picked those up. I have heard number of people talking about them. A lot of people are excited about those. I have not seen those films, so I know that's bad. I have not seen those films. Of course, I am familiar with Chucky. I've heard of Chucky, and I've seen the character, but I haven't quite dove into the Chucky filmography yet, so I need to get caught up on that series. Omar, the director, is not a fan of HDR. So, okay, Wong Kar-wai is not. Criterion honors the director's vision for the most part. Yeah, I can respect that. And I guess on that color change, issue, sort of where I land on this, and different people have different opinions, but I'll just share what I think about it. For the most part, when a director makes a decision like that, I'm sort of in that camp of people that feel like, you're the director, you're the filmmaker, you know how you want your film to look. And for the most part, unless they do something egregious, I pretty much respect the director's wishes, because they're the filmmaker. I mean, I wouldn't have this film that I love without this person. So I think this person, as a filmmaker, probably has the vision to make the film. They know how they want the film to look and how they want to present it. So I generally lean on the side of respecting the director's wishes when it comes to things like that. But I know a lot of people have different opinions on that different topic. So mid-level, Mr. Ken, what's up, everyone? Very excited for Malcolm X. Wasn't expecting that at all. I was not either. Were you expecting Malcolm X, Celeste? Was that a surprise for you?
It was a surprise. I think I want to say I maybe heard a rumor about it at some point. But I've been hearing about the Five Bloods in terms of the next Spike Lee film for a while now. So I was expecting that to be the next one. But I mean, I know they have a good relationship with him, and
yes,
I think we're probably going to be seeing more. But yeah, I mean,
that's a good movie. Yeah, I saw that on Netflix, and I was blown away by that movie. Delroy Lindo, wow. Oh, why he did not get an Oscar nomination, I don't know. But I mean, he didn't have to win, but I think he should have gotten nominated. But anyway, see, Mika, sounds great, Culture Trini. Looking forward to viewing it. Yeah, definitely watching The Mood for Love is so good. And if you haven't seen it yet, then this 4K may be if you have not seen In the Mood for Love, and if you don't have the World of Wong Kar-wai set, and if you don't already have it, it's almost a no-brainer to get that 4K. It's just for those of us who already have either the original or the World of Wong Kar-wai, is it going to be worth that upgrade? Is kind of where the question comes in. Make it saying hey to Ken. Movies of Ryan, me either. Kenny Levels, really excited for it. Kenny Levels, Mr. Ken at mid-level.
Shout out Kenny
Shout
Levels.
Out. Kenny Levels. Sup, Ken? Welcome back. Laugh out loud. Never heard of Infernal Affairs. And that's the thing, people are going to get mixed up. Infernal. It's Infernal Affairs as written here. But I love
I looked
Hong
it up
Kong
wrong
films.
already once today.
Yeah, I love Hong Kong films, so I will definitely get it. Yeah, yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute because that's one of the upcoming titles. Man, that looks great. I haven't seen Daisies, but Celeste has sold me on it. Yeah, Celeste, Criterion needs to send you a check
I
because you
know.
have just
I know.
pushed hundreds of copies of Daisies out the door.
You know, the last stream I was on with Tim Talks Talkies, I kept getting people saying like, "You've sold me on Eyes Without a Face," and I'm like, you know, Criterion, I'll work for you for any amount of money if you wanna, you know, send me a line. I
Yep,
seem to be able to do this okay.
yep. Daisies is very quirky and trippy. Yeah, I can really appreciate a trippy type of a film. So I'm here for it. Bring it on. I've really gotten into Criterion. I just love the detail they put into their releases, features. You both have given great recommendations for your pickups. So thank you, Mika. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
appreciate that. This is a label that I really, really have loved for a number of years, and I've gotten to the point where I've been very pleased with most of the blind buys. About 90% of the time, I am blown away by their blind buys. Not 100%. There are some cases where I'm thinking, I kind of wish I had not gotten that one. But those are pretty rare. For the most part,
Hmm.
I'm very happy with the blind buys, and in many cases, like blown away. Like, Chan is missing. A film that if it wasn't for Criterion, would probably never watch that movie, but I was blown away by it. Just a new discovery. Mid-level, Mr. Ken. I'm thinking of ending things would be cool. Okay, yeah, I gotta look that up. I have not. I have not. I have not checked out that title yet. That's why I love IMDb. It is my go-to. It is my go-to resource. Actually, I can check that out here, and we can take a look at that one when I start sharing again. I'm thinking of ending things is directed by Charlie Kaufman. Okay, what else did he direct? That name is familiar. I'll have to look into that. KB says Jesse Buckley from Men and Jesse Apple, one from Power of the Dog, were in I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Okay, very good. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna definitely pull up I'm Thinking of Ending Things, and we'll walk through that when we switch over here. See, Jesse Plemons. Denzel is probably the best living actor. That's a great, you know what? That could be a subject of a great live stream. Who is the best living actor today? Who is the best living actress today? That sounds like that could be a potential topic for a live stream for somebody to do. What do y'all
Yeah,
think about that? Let me know in the comments below if that's a live stream you want to see.
it's an
I'm
ambitious
thinking of
idea.
ending. What's that?
I just said that was an ambitious idea. Might get heated.
I'm thinking of ending things is Charlie Kaufman's latest film. It's got Jesse Plemons, David Thewlis, but no Joaquin Phoenix. Okay.
Oh, I wonder what I'm thinking of.
Okay. Okay. Ken saying it'd be cool if they did all of Denzel's films, a 4K of Bone Collector and Training Day would be awesome. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I think Bone Collector, that has Angelina Jolie in it, I believe. I believe that's the case, if I'm thinking of the right thing. Say, yes, Michael Denzel is such a great actor, just a master of his craft. His resume is top notch. Oh yeah, he's one of the best. Hope the partnership that Criterion has with Netflix continues after this release of The Power of the Dog. Didn't expect it to come so soon to Criterion since it came out in November last year. Okay, Ken's saying I need to start drinking some of that tea. Mika sounds healthy. Yeah, I love herbal teas, and I need to get back into my herbal teas because I love like some chamomile or some lemon herbal tea or what have you. Just that's great stuff. Or peppermint herbal tea. I need to get back into that. I think Mika is inspiring me to channel that tea love back into my life. So 3 Denzel films in 1 year. Yeah, tell me about it. I mean, Mississippi Masala, got a review of that went on the channel, that went live on the channel today. And of course, there's also have a review of The Devil in the Blue Dress on 4K. Now we're getting this new 4K of Malcolm X. It's insane. Any upcoming horror Criterion coming out? Yeah. Have you seen the October slate? Check it out. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes here. 4K of Videodrome is coming from Arrow. Yes, I have that one on order. I'm actually looking forward to. Arrow is great. I love Arrow. Arrow is becoming my second favorite boutique label. They're right up there with Criterion. Of course, I have a lot more Criterion, collection titles, but I have been digging these Arrow limited edition releases. An American Werewolf in London, RoboCop, Wild Things. Just great stuff. I've got Deep Red, got the Tenebrae. Arrow has just been tearing it up. So a lot of love for Arrow Video, and I'm sure they're gonna just kill it with that Videodrome release. I just want Criterion to release it here in the United States as well. See, my big wish is getting Tati's Playtime in 4K Ultra HD. Okay, you never know. See, what is it about Criterion Blu-rays? What is it about Criterion Blu-rays? Are they better than Blu-rays, meaning 4Ks? Yes. Well, Adrian, Criterion Blu-rays are solid. They are top notch. They do a really good job for the most part. And when they're upscaled on, if you have a nice 4K TV and a 4K Blu-ray player, when that's upscaled, it's going to look near 4K quality to the point where, in many cases, it'll be very difficult you'd have to work to tell the difference, and when it gets to that point, it's really good. So. Let's see, Mika, October is looking good for some horror. Turin John. Arrow will probably release Videodrome 4K in the US early next year. Okay, so KB thinks Arrow is going to release it in the US. Okay. Nosferatu, does anyone know if Malcolm X will be released in Region B? Region B. That's a good question, meaning like in the UK or what have you. I don't know. I don't know. I know Steve Mack will be very interested to hear about that. Do you have any thought on that, Celeste?
I'm on Blu-ray.com right now because that will tell us if it is. Let me see if I can find out. So the Blu-ray here is indeed Region A locked. And of course, the 4K is region free.
Mm-hmm.
But let me check for the global releases. And no, it looks like it's just US only for now. But I know that they typically put the Region B stuff out at a later date. I don't know. I don't live over there, so I haven't really put a lot of time into figuring out the rhyme or reason behind it. But, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully it'll make it across the pond. We shall see. Mm-hmm. And then, see, I believe Paris, Texas now has a 4K restoration. Now, that's another one that I really would love to see a 4K on. And I would imagine that's going to be coming pretty soon, hopefully. Mid-level, Mr. Ken, Criterion may have lost Videodrome rights. That was 12 years ago now. Yeah, it's possible. That is a possibility. We shall see. It'll be interesting to see, when the US 4K comes out, who does it. And, like I said, I love Arrow. So if it's Arrow, so be it. I just kind of would love it to be Criterion, but either way, I got a lot of love for Arrow too. So mid-level media, yeah, Ken, he's saying maybe to Ken. I'm in fear of the 2012 Blu-ray for In the Mood for Love will go out of print soon. It very well could. Very well could. So with that, we've got 2 more titles for the month of November. Let's dive into those. Before we do, let me share my screen here real quickly. And y'all have really piqued my curiosity about this particular movie that y'all are mentioning here. So I'm going to IMDb. What's the name of that movie, Celeste?
I'm thinking of Ending Things.
Okay. I'm thinking of Ending Things. Here it is. 2020, Jesse Plemons, Jesse Buckley. Thank you. Oh, I just saw a flash there of Idris Elba he's got a couple of big films coming out. He's got one that came out today, where they're being hunted by lions. I forgot the name of that one. And then this one here with Tilda Swinton, 3,000 Years of Longing. So Idris Elba, one of the hardest working men in show business, having a couple of films coming out here in theaters. So Beast. So that's out this weekend. And then this one's coming out shortly as well. But I'm Thinking of Things from 2020. It's from director Charlie Kaufman. Stars Jesse Plemons, Jesse Buckley, and Toni Collette. And it says, this is from Netflix. It says, full of misgivings, a young woman travels with her new boyfriend to his parents' secluded farm. Upon arriving, she comes to question everything she thought she knew about him and herself. So, very interesting. I had never heard of this until tonight, but I'm intrigued.
I think Charlie Kaufman did Synecdoche, New York, and also wrote Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah, here he is.
Is
right
that
here.
Who I'm thinking of? Yep.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, Eternal Sunshine of the he's a writer for that. That recently got a 4K that people have spoken very highly of.
I need to get that. It's one of my all-time favorites.
And Synecdoche, New York. So yeah, okay, cool. Interesting. I love IMDb, man. Oh, oof, man, what a resource. What a resource. Yeah. So now here's the test. Are you able to see my Criterion? Are you able to see Criterion now, or do I gotta stop sharing and share that tab?
I'm still seeing IMDb.
Still seeing IMDb. Yep, that's what I thought. So I'm gonna now share. That's a good test. Thank you. That's what I suspected, but it's good to confirm that. So let's go back to the Criterion site and see what's going on over there. So before we get to the last two titles coming out in November, let's take a quick look. Somebody asked, are there any horror titles coming out in October? Oh, I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's see here. How about this one right here, Night of the Living Dead? So this is one that, this is the first one coming out. It's coming out on October the 4th. And when I first heard this announced, I've kind of gone back and forth on it in the sense that I already have the Blu-ray. I already have that digipack, but this is coming out on 4K. And I'm kind of leaning now toward probably going to pick this one up. So that's coming out. That's going to be a very exciting title for people to pick up, especially people who don't already have that Criterion Blu-ray. What do you think about Night of the Living Dead from Romero?
It's one of my favorite films ever made, top 100, 150, somewhere around there.
Okay.
It's amazing. It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
It's so prescient, and its progressiveness, and its treatment of race and American identity, and there's so much going into it that I don't think a lot of people know or expect when they're just looking for like a kind of a spooky zombie movie, but it's actually really devastating and very deep. The makeup work, while very simple, is extremely effective. I'm just a huge fan of this film, but I also have the Criterion Digipack, and yeah, it's the conundrum, right? I guess I'll wait on a review, maybe look at some screenshots, but I don't know. This all feels like, who am I kidding? It's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be a worthwhile upgrade. My fingers are crossed, so we shall see. Should be interesting. Then we go to the next week. Got two titles coming out, both of which I definitely plan to get. Lost Highway from David Lynch. I have not seen this film before. It's intrigued me. Just seeing the trailer and reading the summary. I know this is a film that I'm going to watch it. I'm going to, similar to other films of his that I've seen, like these two here. I was expecting to hear about this on 4K today, either this or this, but neither one. I'm expecting one of these and perhaps The Elephant Man maybe on 4K at some point, but
that would be nice.
But Lost Highway is getting a 4K, so I'll be picking
Yeah.
that up. And then, of course, Mr. Cary Grant,
Yeah.
one of my favorite old Hollywood
The
actors.
main man, Cary Grant. I love
The
him.
main man. You got Cary Grant in this Halloween-themed comedy. It's like, sign me up for that, right? You know, so this
Oh,
is
have you
Arsenic and
seen it?
Old Lace. I have not seen it, but I've heard great things
Oh my
about it.
God.
KB has said good things about it. KB
It's
has said great things
so
about it.
good.
Yeah,
It is so good. It's like
yeah,
it's like a classic, perfect like classic era screwball comedy, but with
yeah.
like this, I mean, pitch black comedy, macabre overtones all over the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah,
I don't want to say too much about it because I think it just needs to be experienced. But I was
yeah.
so over the moon when this was announced, especially with this cover art. Like, come on.
Oh yeah. Look at that cover. I mean, check that
Um,
out.
and
And it's got a new 4K, a new restored 4K digital transfer. So it's got a commentary on here. So I'm hopeful this is going to be a very nice looking picture. It's from 1944. So yeah, fingers crossed that this will look very, very nice on this Blu-ray.
I haven't seen Lost Highway yet either, but the more I see of David Lynch, the more I'm pretty sure he's my favorite director of all time.
Oh, okay.
I connect with his work and the way that he expresses emotional ideas and the themes that he explores and the imagery that he creates.
Mm-hmm.
It just really speaks to me very personally, and so I just I'm tempted to pre-order this one, and I don't really ever do that, just
Yeah.
because I have so many films to watch that I already have that I could wait for the November sale. But
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I'm so excited for Lost Highway. I
Yeah.
might pre-order it.
Now, what's your favorite Lynch film so far that you've seen? You have a
Mulholland
favorite of
Drive.
his? Mulholland Drive?
Mulholland
Okay.
Drive.
Yeah. It's good. It's really
I'm
good.
actually thinking of getting a Mulholland Drive tattoo soon, actually. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a great one. And I can definitely, when people say that they don't like his films, I can definitely understand that because his films can be hard to follow. But to your
oh,
point,
for sure.
I appreciate the artistry in his films. I appreciate the mystery of his films. You know, I don't
Right.
know what the heck is going on, but I still appreciate what is being presented to me and the themes and everything.
Yeah.
And I, for the most part, I dig it. And what it encourages me to do is I then, after watching his film, I'll go on the internet and like look it up and look at different
Mm-hmm.
explanations and interpretations
Mm-hmm.
and basically all of them sort of go down the same path of it's really open to whatever you think, so to speak. So there's different opinions about what different aspects of his films mean. So that's part of the fun of it.
Um, if you'll indulge me for 1 second on David
Yeah.
Lynch, something that was pointed out to me after I had finished watching Twin Peaks and was watching some video essays about it that I think really resonated with me and is probably the best way to approach his work is that his films and the TV that he writes and directs, they don't always make logical sense. In fact, they usually don't. Like if you actually try to piece together every single idea that is introduced and make it make logical sense, it
Yeah.
won't, because he operates a lot on dream logic. But what is true about his films is that they all make emotional sense. Like every
Hmm.
image that he gives you is to create a feeling, and he
Yeah.
never leaves that just hanging or whatever. Like the emotional arc of what he's taking you through, it
Yep.
always makes sense by the end of it.
Yep.
And I think, yeah, I think it really gets you on that emotional level and the thematic level. I think
Yep.
people have a hard time trying to parse it out really literally and just from a purely story standpoint. And not that that's the wrong way to go about it. I just think it might be the most frustrating way to do it.
Yep. Oh yeah. So yeah, he's definitely one to sort of you'll watch his film and you sort of have to let it kind of wash over you, kind of thing.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, this is another title here, La Llorona. That
Hmm.
of course there's another film that's similarly titled, but this is the one from Jairo Bustamante, and it's a Guatemalan film. It's like I believe a ghost story with some political themes going on. It definitely looks fascinating. I don't know much about it, but it's
Mhm.
one that is on my list as being a new discovery that that I'm intrigued to dive into. There's a reason that Criterion picked this title, and I've gotten
Yeah,
to the point where with most of these types of films, I think to myself, okay, they selected this title for a reason, and I'm interested in explore. I know enough about it to know that I'm intrigued by it and I want to explore it. And so that's kind of where I am with
for sure.
this one. Do you know anything about this one, or have you seen it?
I have not seen it. I think it's notable in that it's the first Shutter original that is coming to the Criterion Collection, which I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really see coming at all. Uh,
Yep.
I know that it has a mixed reception, but I think that's probably because it's so political, and I know that that can be challenging for people.
Yep.
Uh, but it seems to be a very powerful, like dark, like anti-fascist exploration of Latin American politics,
Yeah.
which I mean, every piece of that just sounds amazing to me. And this is
Oh yeah.
maybe the best cover art I've seen from them all year. Uh,
Yeah.
I'll
It's
just go ahead and
interesting.
say that I think the October slate is the most excited I've been about a Criterion slate since I've been following them. I want every one of these like
Yeah, I mean,
immediately.
they're all bangers. I mean, they
Yeah,
all
for
look to be
sure.
bangers. And then this next one here is one that I've been hearing about for several months that people have been
Hmm.
waiting for, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. It's a Japanese film, Cure. This is from Kiyoshi Kurosawa.
Hmm.
So I have not seen this film, but I love the connections as you watch a lot of these films in the collection because I recently did a review of Drive My Car and went through that release, and the director Ryosuke Hamaguchi, a lot of some of his inspiration for filmmaking came from this director, Kiyoshi Kurosawa, who directed Cure. So you
Hmm.
sort of pick up on some of these connecting points between these different filmmakers. But this is one that I don't know a whole lot about, but I am very intrigued to check out. The cover looks interesting. I mean, what is going on in this film? So yeah.
Yeah. It looks pretty bleak, which I'm generally a fan of. So
Bleakness.
I, I like to feel something, you know, and if a
Yeah.
film can really take me into the depths of darkness and depravity, and I can come out of that still alive, I don't know. It's an emotional experience, you know,
Yeah.
and I've heard, I mean, nothing but incredible things about this, so it's one I'm
Oh yeah.
tempted to go ahead and watch, but I think I'll wait and experience it in this format.
Oh, absolutely. And then the last one here for October is Eaves Bayou. This is one I'm very excited about. I love this cover as well. I mean, this looks to be a pretty stacked edition from the features, and it's got a new 4K digital restoration, I believe, and a lot
Hmm.
going on in here. Let me see here. Yeah, the new 4K digital restoration, got an audio commentary on here, a number of different interviews and programs. So looks to be a pretty stacked edition. It's going to only be available on Blu-ray,
Hmm.
a 2-disc Blu-ray edition. So this is from Cassie Lemons. So she was one of the actresses who acted alongside Jodie Foster. She's one of her FBI comrades in Silence of the Lambs. So
Hmm.
she directed this. So
Yeah.
you know, I'm interested in checking it out. Samuel L. Jackson's in it, so should be interesting.
I've heard good things about it. It's not one that was on my radar until it was announced, but I mean, a black woman director and a Southern Gothic kind of horror-esque film. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm fully on board. Very excited
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, let's do it. So yeah, those are the October titles. So they answered the question. Yes, there are some good horror themed titles coming out in the month of October, and we're excited about pretty much all of them. But
Hmm.
back to the November titles, we got two more coming out on November the 15th. We've got this one here that I've been hearing about quite a bit over the last
Yeah.
several months, and it's the Infernal Affairs trilogy. Now, this is a Hong Kong crime drama series
Hmm.
that stars. So we have here the Hong Kong crime drama was jolted to new life with the release of the Infernal Affairs trilogy, a bracing, explosively stylish, critical, and commercial triumph that introduced a dazzling level of narrative and thematic complexity in the genre. And you've got two rival moles played by superstars Tony Leung Shui Wai. This actor also played in The Mood for Love. So he's the same actor in The Mood for Love who's playing in the Infernal Affairs, and Andy Lau Takwa, who navigates slippery moral choices as they move between the intersecting territories of Hong Kong's police force and its criminal underworld. So this cover here is just intriguing. I mean, just fascinating. You get a flavor for that in the trailer that I highly recommend checking out. It's just such a fascinating trailer. Just this whole setup and the way it's shot and the different. It's just makes you wonder. Okay, what is about to happen in this scene here? Tony Leung. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking out that trailer. It basically takes you to this moment right here, and you're just kind of wondering what's about to happen here.
Yeah.
It sort of draws you in, and I'm definitely interested in checking out these three films. It's coming in at spy number 1159. There's three films in this set. They are in 2002, and then you have Infernal Affairs from 2003, and then Infernal Affairs from 2003, Infernal Affairs 3 that came out in 2003. So they all came out within a close, 2002 and 2003. So yeah.
Weird.
So they didn't make people wait for those sequels. They just pumped them right out. So
strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah. So I've heard a lot of people mention these in the comment sections on the channel over the last several months, and people, you have your wish, So I think a lot of people are excited about it, and the more I learn about this, and having seen that trailer, the more I read about it, and also making that connection just before coming on here tonight, that the same actor who was in The Mood for Love is in these movies. The more I'm learning, the more I'm definitely intrigued. This is a Blu-ray box set. It's going to be available 3 discs, coming out November 15th, and it's going to be available for $79.96. Now the SRP is $99.95. So during the Barnes and Noble sale, this is probably going to be selling for the $49.99 price point at 50% off. But right now it's showing it $79.96 on the Criterion site in a Blu-ray option only. And let's see here. We're getting new 4K digital restorations of these films and a 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack. So that is very intriguing. Audio commentaries on the first 2 films, so Infernal Affairs and Infernal Affairs 2. So that's great.
From the directors too, and the screenwriter. That's great.
So a couple of audio commentaries for those first 2 films. So that's great. An alternate ending. Okay, new interviews, some making of programs. So behind the scenes footage, deleted scenes, outtakes, some interviews, some archival interviews with Tony Leung, the actors. Let's see. Yeah, several of the actors. So that's great. New interview with the filmmakers Lau and Mak. So they got some features to chew on in this set. They got all 3 films in here. 3 films for this $79.96. I think during the November sale at the price that it'll be selling for, looks like this is going to be a very nice deal for a lot of people. So
yeah, $50 for the whole thing during the sale.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton to say about this because I haven't seen any of them. They're not particularly accessible in the United States as of right now.
Yeah.
One thing I am noticing is that when you scroll through the 3 individual films, they all have the same cover art. And I know that, like, for instance, the Once Upon a Time in China set had, even though they were all the same style, they had individual covers for those. So I wonder if, you know, we'll be seeing some updated images for the cover art, or I don't know, I'll be excited or interested to see the actual physical product to see what the how it opens up and everything.
Yeah, and that's a good point. That what we're seeing now is we're seeing what's currently out there on the Criterion site so for all of these titles. Definitely, keep tabs on, the latest information on the Criterion site for any updates
Hmm.
such as that,
Hmm.
because, we'll see if they update this art here. But that's a definitely great observation there. So yes, Infernal Affairs. I'm the more I hear about it, the more I'm looking forward to it, and we shall see. But it should be a great deal come November. And then,
Hmm.
last but not least, the last title coming out in the month of November is coming out on Tuesday, November the 22nd, just a couple of days before we all sit down and have some turkey and give thanks on Thanksgiving. We are also going to also be thankful to have Malcolm X in our hands on 4K Ultra HD. This is from the man, another Spike Lee joint, Spike Lee's 1992 film starring Denzel Washington, Malcolm X. This is regarded by many people as being his greatest performance. Of course, he
Hmm.
did not win an Oscar for this performance. I think he might have been nominated. I'm trying to think if
I
he
think
was.
so.
I'm not sure who won instead of him, but I'll have to look that up. But yeah, this is Malcolm X, 1992. Totally out of the blue. Did not expect this. Was very, very happy to see this be announced. And this appears to be an epic addition from the Criterion Collection. When you look at these features here,
For sure.
I mean, this is going to come in at spine number. It's going to be available on a 4K Blu-ray combo pack and on Blu-ray. So just a 4K edition and a Blu-ray edition, getting a new 4K digital restoration supervised by the director of photography, Ernest Dickerson. We're getting a 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack. So that's definitely some nice things technically there. On the 4K Ultra HD disc, we are getting Dolby Vision HDR and the 2 Blu-rays and with the film and the special features. So this is okay. So 2 Blu-rays. So this is a 3-disc set, 4K disc and 2 Blu-ray discs. So also an audio commentary. Now this is a commentary from 2005 that is going to be on here, featuring the director from Spike Lee, the cinematographer Dickerson, the editor and the costume designer. So that's a lot of heavy hitters from this film.
Yeah,
Talking about this movie, the director, the cinematographer, the editor. I mean,
for
you know,
sure.
costume designer. So that should be a pretty robust track. If you happen to have heard that track in previous releases, let us know. But that sounds like that's going to be a nice track. And then we have a new conversation on here with Lee and journalist and screenwriter Barry and Michael Cooper. So it looks like they brought in Spike Lee for a new conversation. So that's great to see. New interview with actor Delroy Lindo. So this is a movie that I saw a long time ago, Celeste. So
Hmm.
for me, this is going to be like watching this film anew. This is going to be like a brand new. This is almost going to be like I've never seen this film because it's been that long since I've seen this movie.
Yeah.
So I am very much looking forward to this new 4K disc. Have you seen Malcolm X?
So I definitely know what you're talking about. I actually have a list of films where I don't remember a single thing about them, so I can't even give them a rating, and I need to see them again because it's like I haven't. But
Yeah.
Malcolm X is one. So every month I like to compile a letterbox list of films leaving streaming services that I want to prioritize before they leave. And Malcolm X has ended up on that list 2 or 3 times. And I think just because of the runtime, I'm never able to quite squeeze it in. But, I think the wait will be worth it to get
Yeah.
the 4K Ultra HD Criterion experience with these absolutely incredible supplements. I mean,
Hmm.
there's probably what 10 hours of content at least on this disc. It's just
Yeah,
this is absolutely going to be a day one pickup for me come
yeah.
November. Drive over to Barnes and Noble and it will be mine.
Yes, yes. This is a release that, could potentially, as I think about my top 10 releases of the year that I'll put out the week after Christmas. This is a title that has the makings of being a title that will vie for a position on that list. So
Hmm.
we shall see. But this, just looking at the features on here, and I'll see how it looks, technically, in terms of the picture and the video and all the video and the audio and everything. But it stacks up to be a title that will have a say in that. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I mean, essay by Cooper on here, excerpts from Lee's 92 book, By Any Means Necessary. So, and the cover,
I like
interesting.
it. I like it a
Yeah,
lot, actually.
it's
I think
interesting.
it's very effective.
Hmm.
Sometimes simplicity is the best way to go.
Yeah, yeah, I think it works. And so, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this coming in at spine number 1160. Of course, this now joins another. This is another film in the collection from Spike Lee. Of course, Do the Right Thing. Of course, is in the collection, which I waited for this to come out on Blu-ray for a long time. It finally did, and I
Mhm.
picked this up. There's now a 4K release of this film from another label, and then of course I when I saw this announced earlier, I thought, do I have Malcolm X? Do I have Malcolm X already? I do not. But of course, other Denzel films in the collection, Mississippi Masala, I put a review out today on this, on this title here. So, after that came out, then just learned about Malcolm X. So happy to see another Denzel movie. Of course, another review of Devil in the Blue Dress is also out there. And then, of course, love Denzel in films like Out of Time and The Pelican Brief, Manchurian Candidate, and of course Antoine Fisher and countless other films. So he's just one of the great actors of our day, and so I'm glad to
Mhm.
see that he's finally in the collection with Mississippi Masala. But Criterion didn't stop there. They put
Yeah,
out Devil
really.
in the Blue Dress and now Malcolm X. So showing a lot of love to
Yeah.
Denzel and Spike Lee, and that's great.
James, do
Bravo,
you have
Criterion.
the edition of Bamboozled from Criterion?
I do. I do. I have
Have
that.
you seen it?
I have. And it is, whew, it is,
I
it's eye opening.
loved it. It's
Yeah.
so good. I actually like it more than Do the Right Thing. Not to say, not
Oh,
to
wow.
besmirch that film at all because it's incredible, but
Yeah.
I just thought I didn't really know what to expect when I watched Bamboozled, and it's so funny, but it's
Oh,
also
yeah.
so emotionally powerful. I mean, it's a real gut punch, especially as you get
Hmm.
to that credit sequence.
Oh, yeah.
I like to talk up that film whenever I can because I think a lot of people overlook it in his filmography.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah,
Also,
it's
a
a
quick
good
side
one.
note: if you go to Spike Lee's website, he has signed editions of both Bamboozled and Do the Right Thing, which is how I got my copies, and I got a
Oh,
bunch of
okay.
stickers with it too. So,
Oh,
just a
cool.
little fun tidbit for collectors out there, you know?
That's good to know. Yeah. Yeah. Bamboozled is an amazing film. It is definitely one that makes you think for sure,
Oh yeah. Hmm.
in terms of that history. And
It's
it's,
heartbreaking.
it's heartbreaking for sure. But yeah, Malcolm X coming out on Tuesday, November 22nd, the week of Thanksgiving. And it's a title
Hmm.
that a lot of people are very excited about, including myself. Celeste is excited about it. A lot of people are. So, Criterion, nice month,
Uh,
very nice, solid month for November.
uh, Real quick, I have one or two other points about Malcolm X, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see that there's a full-length documentary about Malcolm X from 1972 included, and it's narrated by James Earl Jones. I'm almost as
Ah,
excited to see that as I am the film,
oh, yeah.
honestly. I love documentaries,
Oh, yeah.
um, especially when they're feature length and in depth like that.
Oh, yeah.
And with the essay including an excerpt from a book, uh, and it looks like the entire eulogy for Malcolm X is printed in there as well, which is fascinating to me.
Yep.
I'm really hoping that this is going to be a nice digipack release because it's been a minute since we had a really nice
Yeah.
one. Like even Double Indemnity and Raging Bull were just in plastic cases,
Yeah.
which I love the plastic cases, of course, but I mean, there's something about all those digipacks on a shelf that just looks pristine, you
Yeah.
know? So I'm hoping
Yeah.
for a
Fingers
nice one for
crossed. I mean,
this.
that would be nice to see that that type of a treatment for this release would be great. So we
Hmm.
shall see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's one that I am very much looking forward to, and it should be a lot of fun. Darvin bought Frownland. Okay,
Nice.
let us know what you think about it as you know when you have a chance to see it. That's going to be one that is going to be one of those discoveries for me that as I sit here and I think about Daddy Longlegs and Frownland, my first impulse is I have no desire to watch either of those, but if I actually watch them, I'll probably walk away thinking, wow, that was really
Hmm.
awesome. Maybe. Unless they fall in that 10% of titles where I don't have that
Are
feeling. But
you a Safdie Brothers fan? Have you seen Uncut Gems or Good
I
Time or
like
any of those?
I like Uncut Gems quite a bit. And
Yeah.
it is funny when I first saw Uncut Gems, the first time I watched it, I it was a little bit much for me. I mean it
Yeah.
was like it was just a little bit much, but then I watched it again and I fell in love with it. And I
Hmm.
it's just one of those titles that had to grow on me a little bit.
Yeah.
And I love that film. I think it's the only one of their films I've seen. And I like Benny, I think it's Benny Safdie who
Yeah.
acts in Licorice Pizza. So he plays a role in
Hmm.
that film. So I enjoyed
He
that.
uh he acts in their film Good Time, starring Robert Pattinson. I think I might like that
Okay.
one a little more than Uncut Gems, honestly, but I'd have to watch them both
Okay.
again. It's very similar in that it is just wall to wall, nonstop anxiety, but I mean, they're just really a special and unique voice in filmmaking right now, and so
Yeah.
I'm very excited to watch Daddy Longlegs and kind of
Yeah.
see where they came from a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yes, I'm looking forward to checking those out as well. Training Day will be on 4K soon or later. Sooner or later. Too big of a movie. You're probably right. Probably right, Andrew. Franland, I definitely want to get since I hear it's a precursor to Uncut Gems since it also has that anxiety fueled intensity. Yeah. Yes, anxiety fueled intensity is a great way to describe Uncut Gems. I thought Frownland was okay. I enjoyed Daddy Longlegs. Okay. I think Frownland is an incredibly weird pick, and I don't know if it deserves to be in, but Daddy Longlegs rules. Okay, hearing a lot of love for Daddy Longlegs. Okay, kind of essential to understanding the Safdie's kinetic energy. Okay, I'm getting sold on it. I'm getting sold. Faya Dai was visually stunning, but I didn't care for the movie. Okay, visually stunning, but didn't care for the movie. Okay, that's good feedback,
I
traveling man.
guess I guess they mean they didn't like the story because I think the visual part of it is a huge part of in me in terms of enjoying a movie. But
Mm-hmm.
I think I know it. I think I
Yeah,
know what you mean.
yeah. Takeout is also interesting. Love Sean Baker. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Blowout 4K is a grab. Yes, yes, Mika. That is one, and that's one I don't mind the double dip at all because part of the reason is because Blowout is one of the first criterions I picked up. I've had it for probably at least 8 or 9 years. That older Blu-ray, and that Blu-ray was a high definition digital master, and this 4K that's coming out is a brand new 4K digital restoration, and so I am pretty confident it's going to be a very nice visual upgrade over that older Blu-ray. So I'm looking forward to it, and I just love the film. So we shall see. But if you've never seen Blowout, what a great way to experience it on this upcoming 4K.
Uh, Probably my favorite John Travolta performance. Just and
Yeah.
one of my favorite De Palma films. It's really something else.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love it. Darvin, I'm anxious about In the Mood for Love, going out of print as well. Yeah, Celeste, yep. Probably gonna scoop it up soon. Yep. I would scoop it up early, Celeste. Yeah, that is definitely one that if you happen to see it in Barnes and Noble during the upcoming sale, might as well swoop it up. Or if you happen to see it on Amazon and it's out there at a good price, it may be a good time to swoop it up. I didn't love Sound of Metal, and I am incredibly bummed that they chose that film over Vast of Night. Vast of Night. I have not heard of that film.
I haven't either. Is it by the same director, maybe? I'm not sure.
Yeah, let us know, Tyler. Celeste Cabra, I'd buy it as soon as I can. Okay. Culture says it's kind of hard rebuying Criterions in 4K, paying $25 for movies I already own and look great on Blu-ray. I agree.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I mean it's tough, somehow they seem to find a way to make a fool out of us anyway. We end up rebuying it, but
It's
but yeah, I
the
definitely know the
collector's
feeling.
OCD.
Yes.
Just the knowledge that there is a better version of it, even if it's so slight. I'm just like, well, now I can't watch my Blu-ray. I have to have that one.
Yeah, exactly. Jane Campion, I love her so much. Yeah, she's a great director. Great director. Campion. I might caves and buy his whole Criterion Collection. Oops. You might cave in and buy the whole collection, Ryan. Hey, you'll have a lot of great stuff to watch for sure. So can't go wrong there. Ian says The Power of the Dog was nominated for 12 Academy Awards and won only for Best Director. Wow. So at least they won something. And, and if you're only going to win one award, winning one of those big ones, the Best Director is a big one to win. So good for them. Chloe Zhao, yes, Nomadland. So it was Chloe Zhao, the second female director to win the Best Director award for Nomadland, and then she went on to direct Eternals, which I've heard is not so great. I have not seen that Marvel film yet. I haven't had much of a desire to watch it yet. Let me know in the comments if anyone's seen it. But
I think the last Marvel film I watched was either Iron Man 3 or Guardians of the Galaxy, whichever one came out. I lost interest so fast, and they just kept ramping it up, and
yeah,
none of them are standalone. So I don't have really the time to watch. You know what? I saw Black Panther. I thought that was okay, but
okay, cool. So you're not
a
huge Marvel person?
It's not for me. I'm going to try my best not to sound pretentious and just say that it's not for me.
Yeah, and I'm with you. And a lot of people will tell you that lately it's not been for them either, in terms of ever since Endgame. It's like ever since Endgame, now that we're in this phase 4, Marvel has just not been hitting it with a lot of people, including myself for the most part. Now, I will be up at midnight tonight because She-Hulk is premiering on Disney Plus. So I will be watching that tonight. And that'll be like the first TV show I've watched in a long time. So I don't watch TV. I mainly watch movies. So
one of my partners is a really big She-Hulk fan, like the comics and everything. So they're really excited about that. And hopefully it's good. I hope they do the source material justice,
Yeah, I hope so. I'll be watching and I'll share thoughts on this channel and see what people think about it. Magnitude Rev says Power of the Dog had 12 Oscar noms, including picture, one Best Director. Yes. I know people didn't like the Power of the Dog, said it left them cold. Okay. Thank you. Couldn't remember. Wasn't the biggest fan of the Power of the Dog, but it did look great. And I'm pretty sure it's going to look great on this 4K. It's just a matter of, are you going to like the movie? So we shall see. Favorite from Campion is The Piano, which also had a recent Criterion release. It's right here. Excellent release. If you're up for this type of a movie, it's a beautiful film, great acting all the way around. The two acting women won Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress, so fantastic. Fantastic.
I bought
The
it.
Piano's
To
my
my
favorite.
great shame, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, yeah, it's really good. It's solid. The Piano is my favorite Campion so far. I did watch her second film, and Angel at My Table, for the first time. Great movie. Cool. Okay. POTD's musical score is phenomenal. Power of the Dog. Okay. I agree. Magnitude Rev. Johnny Greenwood is a genius. Johnny Greenwood rules. Okay. Power of the Dog is a phenomenal film, but personally, something about it didn't fully click like the piano did, but I still highly recommend it. Might rewatch on Netflix before I decide to buy. Okay. There's a scene in Nope where they had a poster of Bucket and the Preacher in the theme park's office. Yes, yes. I think that was cool. I like Nope. I definitely dug it. Really? Yes. Haven't seen Nope yet. It's worth checking out. Spot that in the film as well. Agreed. Once you have a projector movie theater set up with Dolby Atmos and 4K, no point in going to the movies. Someone agreed with you there, Celeste. Excited for
I'm
Malcolm X.
glad.
Hopefully, similar packaging as Do the Right Thing. So it would be great to see Malcolm X get this type of digipack treatment. We shall see. We shall see. Guys, what do I watch? Daisies or Videodrome? Well, I mean, definitely see Videodrome, and I have not seen Daisies, but it's gotten a lot of love from what I've heard. I mean, Celeste has seen it. A lot of people have been chiming in. So, what do I watch? Daisies or Videodrome? Yes. Watch them both. Just watch them both.
Double feature.
The good thing is you don't have to choose. You can watch both of them. Enjoy them both.
Yeah.
Campion has 4 films in the collection: Sweetie, An Angel at My Table, The Piano, and now The Power of the Dog. Oh, 4 films, Sweetie as well. Okay, I did not know that. Okay, I have not seen that one. Okay, why not? Darwin double feature. Why not? Why not?
Videodrome and Daisies. I said do a double feature.
Why
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Yep. Watching Daisies at 2 a.m. seems like a fever dream. I'm a fan of Wong Kar-wai, but I may not go for 4K UHD. I'm in the mood for love. Would love to see Criterion release Ashes of Time and The Grandmaster instead. Okay, fair enough. That's fair. I'd love to see a Spike Lee box set. A lot of his back catalog is hard to find. Okay.
That'd be great.
Delroy Lindo doesn't get enough love. Great actor. I agree. And I think seeing this film, Malcolm X, and I just saw a glimpse of him in the trailer when I was watching this in preparation for tonight. And he's a great actor. Five Bloods, he was phenomenal. And he's just a really, really good actor. So Infernal Affairs was on that list, baby. It's coming home this November. I'm with you, Alex Sorba. Best Living Actress, personally, Frances McDormand is the best in my opinion. Yeah, I mean,
She's great.
You could say Frances McDormand, Meryl Streep. I mean, there's a couple you can put in there and have a conversation about it. I like Viola Davis. I mean, there's a lot of different people you can put in there.
My favorite actress is Marlene Dietrich, but she's not alive anymore.
Not living, yes.
I'd have to think about it.
Yeah. That would be a great live stream idea, James. Oh, about who's the best living actor, best living actress? I think so. I mean, it would be hard to narrow down best actor and best actress. Maybe I could do a top 5 for both. So hard.
Yeah.
It'd be a good discussion. I'm old school, says KB. I'd argue Denzel and Meryl Streep are the 2 greatest living actors in my opinion. See, people have opinions on this. This could be a very lively discussion. But that's a good one there, Denzel and Meryl Streep. Really enjoyed Devil in the Blue Dress, mainly because of Denzel. Yeah, it's a great atmosphere. Beautiful, beautiful disc. Big Japanese Horror, October. Yep. Criterion laser discs are still the best. I don't own any. Do you have any of the laser discs, Celeste?
I don't own a single laser disc.
Yeah, me either.
If I did, it would just be a collectible because I don't know where I'd even find a player or how it works. But
yeah.
But one of my local record stores has stocked a couple of them, and they're expensive, so I don't know.
Yeah. Fellow Criterion YouTuber Dice Cave Beppu, he has like several of the Criterion.
He has all of them. He does. Dice Cave is the man.
He is the man.
He's like the nicest person on the planet Earth. I don't know how that man is real sometimes.
Yeah, I mean he recently moved, and so yeah. But yeah, he's got a fantastic collection. Have a good night, everyone. Have to attend to some work. Thank you for joining, Sean. Have a great night. Get that work done. Thanks for tuning in. I would agree, KB. They are definitely in my top list. Meryl Streep and Denzel. I'm thinking of ending things is pretty trippy. It will turn a lot of people off. Okay. Synecdoche is my favorite movie of all time. Okay. I enjoyed I'm thinking of ending things. Okay. That's good to know, Mika. Kaufman also wrote Being John Malkovich, which is in the collection. Okay. He wrote Adaptation with Nick Cage as well, Charlie Kaufman. Okay. Anyone snagged Daddy Longlegs this week? Love Sappy Brothers films. Haven't seen that one though. Okay. Daddy Longlegs. I'll probably be picking that one up in the sale based on what I'm hearing. I'm hearing great things about it. I'm grabbing everything from October sale. So happy for Eaves Bayou. Great film. I really didn't like Power of the Dog, Dennis says. Charlie Kaufman wrote Being John Malkovich, an adaptation, and Anomalisa, which he co-directed. Okay, from Steve. I really didn't like Power of the Dog, but tempted on a Criterion for a rewatch. Okay. Okay.
Contentious title.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Celeste, Night of the Living Dead is definitely a powerful film, which is way more than a zombie film, was touching on some serious issues. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that movie is so good. I'm looking forward to rewatching it this Halloween season for sure. Inland Empire, directed by Lynch, is supposed to come out from the collection next year. Okay. I'm hearing a lot about that one, that's eventually coming, and I wouldn't be surprised. What will the tattoo possibly look like from the film Mulholland Drive? This, I guess, Celeste is what they're asking about, the Mulholland Drive's tattoo.
Yeah, I answered it in the chat, but it's going to be I'm hoping to get the shot of the two women from the theater where they're bathed in the blue light. I want to get it in like a kind of minimalist illustrative style that
Okay.
my favorite artist is really good at. So.
Okay. Mulholland Drive was my introduction to Criterion. Oh, that's a good one.
It's a good place
An
to
internet
start.
user, yep, pretty sure that was confirmed by his producer. I guess referring to Inland Empire, yeah. Let's see. Oh, okay, you just answered it, yeah. There. October Slate is my fave thus far. La Llorona has a nice cover. Yeah, I agree. Great cover. Great cover. The Cure, I recommend. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Celeste, that shot is one of the most striking and beautiful images that Lynch has ever produced. I hope it comes out great. Hope your tack comes out great. Yep. Cure, definitely recommend. Eaves Bayou is a great film. Samuel L. Jackson and Lynn Whitfield, amazing. Regarding Eaves Bayou, I can definitely tell this is going to be one to look out for in the near future. Darvin, I'm hyped for this release. I believe the U.S. film The Departed is based off of Infernal Affairs, so that's further confirmation. People are excited about the trilogy. Very excited about the trilogy. The American remake, Departed. Tony Leung, amazing actor. I agree. The sequels are apparently very hard to find in good quality here in the US, so that makes the release all the more welcoming. Yep. Dragon Dynasty in the States on DVD, not great quality at all. Have the DVD of Infernal Affairs. Can't wait to add the Criterion. So a lot of Infernal Affairs fans. I'm going to grab Infernal Affairs right away. Magnitude Revs. I kind of wish there was an interview with Scorsese on his thoughts of the films and why he remade it in the form of The Departed. I just think it'd be a really interesting interview. Yeah, that's interesting because,
sure.
Scorsese, he has a great relationship with Criterion, so it would have been nice for that to be a feature on here. But see, the cover of Infernal Affairs is very minimalistic. Yeah, and that's what we were just mentioning earlier, that, is that temporary? Are they going to do something different, or is that going to be it? I guess we'll see. Pretty cool, though. Malcolm X is one of the greatest films ever. A must buy, no brainer. Definitely Malcolm X in November. A lot of love. Malcolm X, that's definite buy. I really hope Criterion can release more Hong Kong films. I agree. Les is a great guest, very chill and good input. Celeste, you're awesome.
Thank you.
What's up, James? I was planning on skipping November, but then they announced Malcolm X. Yes, Del, they got something for you. They got something for everybody, almost everybody. What a jam-packed release in terms of supplements. Yeah, just stacked. Al Pacino won over Denzel. Oh, for Scent of a Woman. That's right. That's when Al Pacino got his Scent of a Woman. So, thanks so much. Hey, Del. So as much as I think Denzel might have been deserving, I'm glad. Denzel already had his. He was going to get another one for Training Day. So glad Al Pacino kind of got his statue. So good for him. So still can't get over Denzel not winning Oscar. So say, hey, Mika, watched Malcolm X a few years ago. It was an incredible experience and masterwork from Lee. The edition is absolutely stacked. Looking forward to getting my hands on it. Yeah, so true. Denzel has been robbed several times when it comes to Best Actor nods, in my opinion. Yes, I agree. Facts. The police station scene, so powerful. Yeah, to be honest, it's been so long, I don't even remember that. You know, I think I saw it in the trailer, but like, Celeste was saying as well, looking forward to revisiting this movie because I haven't seen it in so long. Denzel has been one of the trademarks of Criterion from this year. Incredible actor. Devil in the Blue Dress was a day one buy for me. Watched it as soon as I got it. Bamboozled was amazing. Bamboozled, a lot of love for Bamboozled. I agree. I like Bamboozled over Do the Right Thing. Awesome. Thanks, Celeste, for that tidbit. A lot of love there. Thanking you, Celeste. I've seen Malcolm X at least half a dozen times. Really looking forward to it. Brownland was fantastic. It feels like a little lynching, in all honesty. So some little bit of thumbs up for our Frownland. It's a kind of disturbing movie, in all honesty. Okay. My current plan, November 50% off sale pickups include Sound of Metal, Cure, Infernal Affairs, and Malcolm X. Some good pickups there. Malcolm X is my favorite Spike Lee film. Hopefully the 4K is worth the upgrade from Blu-ray. Okay. I hope so too. You've sold me on it for sure, Darvin. Okay. Check out Good Times if you have a chance. Like Celeste said about Lynch's movies, it's a movie that makes more emotional sense than it makes logical sense. That's a good way of looking at it. Either an 8 or a 9. Yes, Darvin, that's how I describe Lynch. Not really the Marvel. I did see Black Panther though. Yeah, that's interesting. Don't waste your time with Eternals. That's kind of what I picked up on. I haven't wasted my time with it. I did unfortunately waste my time with Thor: Love and Thunder. I did waste my time on that. Phase 4 of MCU is meandering and middling. Yeah, there seems to be a sloop in the superhero film genre overall, it seems. I agree, a slump. Nope was great. I agree, Ken. I really dug it. Really enjoyed Nope. Jordan Peele, 3 for 3 for me. Same here, Mika. Alex Garland loved Men. Okay. Yeah, so you love Men. I've heard different things about it. I have not seen the A24, but I may have to check it out. Traveling Man, I've been praying for a Spike Lee box set for years. We shall see if we'll get one. Saw Nope in IMAX, an absolute spectacle. What a great film. The cinematography in Nope was pretty awesome. Some of those night scenes, the way they were shot, beautiful. I mean, you're sitting there, you're thinking, wow, how did they shoot that? It looks so good. Daniel Day-Lewis is retired, but he's the greatest actor alive. Okay. Daisuke is the GOAT. I agree. He is the man. Ethan Edwards, I love Night of the Living Dead, but I think Romero's Dawn of the Dead is better. Okay. Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid is supposed to be getting a release. I'm curious as to how it will turn out. So Billy the Kid is supposed to be getting a release. Interesting. Okay. An internet user, they have 2 cuts to work with, so I hope they can somehow get both of them in there. Okay. Just watch that one scene that Criterion included for Frownland. It gives you a feel for the movie. Almost done here at the comments. The Tribal Chief, same with Amadeus, if that rumor is true. Darvin, not sure. I have the Anchor Bay Blu-ray, but it's out of print. And maybe we could watch the scene to end the stream. Watch what scene to end the stream? Which scene are we speaking of?
I think he means the Frownland trailer.
Ah, the Frownland trailer. Is that worth taking a look at? Have you seen that, Celeste?
I haven't.
Well, let's see. Why don't we take a quick look at that and then we can wrap it up. Why not, right? Let's see. Thank you all for joining tonight, and I really do appreciate Celeste joining as well. It has been a fun time talking about these Criterion titles. And we're going to take a quick look at this Frownland trailer, and then we're gonna take it out and get you into your Thursday, the unofficial start of the weekend. Let's check out this Frownland trailer on the Criterion site.
What do you mean you can't? Could you clarify that, please? What, you're not capable of sitting down and having a reasonable discussion for 5 minutes about something?
No, that's not what I tried to talk about this with you month after month, and you didn't listen to me. Now, I'm sorry. This is not what this is the last thing I wanted to do. I didn't want to
Look,
do this.
I've tried to listen to you month after month, and I've tried to decipher what you come to me with these pieces. These are unmanageable jumblings that you come to me with. I mean, this is mangled syntax. I mean, frankly, I don't have the energy to continue to meet you 4/5 of the way to try to figure out what it is you're attempting to communicate.
Now, what I'm trying to communicate, what I'm not trying to distort, what I'm trying to communicate is that I walk around with everyone else's shit all day.
Oh, come on. You're not going to go into another one of these inane analogies now. Please, spare me, please.
I am not going into another inane analogy. I'm just trying to describe what it feels like for me out every single day to get up and walk around with everyone else's shit. Now, I get up every day and I go into a van with, hey.
Wow. That is crazy.
It's a fun one to watch with the kids, maybe.
Exactly. Yes.
Nice, relaxing film.
Relaxing family film, feel good movie of the year kind of material. So that's interesting. But yeah, so let's see. Let me catch these last comments here. We got just a few more. Let's see here. You have to see Fulci's Zombie, James. The Blue Underground 4K is awesome. Zombie. Okay, I'll have to check that one out.
It is. Yeah.
Fulci's Zombie. So the zombie transfer is unbelievable. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Such a great stream. Love hearing both your thoughts. Thank you, Mika. Thank you, and thank you for sharing that tea you were drinking. I'll have to check out that flavor. Celeste, you've been an amazing guest. Absolutely. Celeste, thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Been awesome. I'll still have to grab that Zombie 4K from Blue Underground, Ken. That's my favorite zombie movie. Okay, I'll have to check that out, Ken. Ken, I mean, I've been loving Ken's recommendations. I mean, he got me into Arrow. He got me into Dario Argento. So Ken, you are the man. I love it. And Dario Argento is the man. Okay, the music.
Dario Argento rules.
He rules, man. Frownland likely is not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but it might just be mine. Okay. I agree. I have their Dead and Buried edition. Cool. And with that, wow, I think Criterion is taking care of us this November. And
for sure,
December they'll put out a few things. I'm not going to sleep on December. Last year they put out The Learning Tree, and they put out
great film.
One Night in Miami. So
that was another great film. Yeah, that was a good slate.
I mean, they're going to put out probably 2 or 3 titles in the month of December that may be bangers. So maybe even a 4K title. So, I think Criterion's got some good stuff coming out for the remainder of the year, September, October, November. So
yeah,
it's been a good year so far. But Celeste, really do appreciate you joining tonight and just being part of this stream and sharing your rich knowledge of film and really adding a great dynamic to the conversation. So thank you for joining. Before we leave, tell us again about your channel, where people can find you on the internet, and before we sign off.
Well, thank you so much for that gracious introduction there. It's been an honor for me to be here. I've been a fan of your videos for quite some time now. I love the Criterion kind of art house cinephile community here on YouTube. You can find me here on YouTube. It's just my name. The link should be in the description. You can find all my socials through that. If you're interested in discussing films a little more deeply through both, their themes and their physical media releases, I talk about everything from Criterion to Vinegar Syndrome. I love cinema as an art form in all its flavors. So if you're interested in hearing all that from a queer, non-binary perspective, from a sort of goth freak like me, hopefully you find something over there to enjoy. I'm trying to hit my first 100 subscribers. We're getting pretty close, so that would mean the world to me. I love reading you guys' comments. This has been a really fun experience reading the chat. I hope I didn't take up too much space. I know I can
No.
I can talk a lot, but
No, you were perfect, man. I mean, you were on
thank
point
you.
and just added so much to the discussion. And, between your thoughts and the thoughts from this great community of folks,
Hmm.
it just makes it a great dynamic. And there's so much to
Hmm.
talk about with these films. So thank you
Yeah,
so much.
always. Well, thank you.
Yeah. And thank you to everybody for joining tonight. It's been a great stream. I've really enjoyed it. I am gonna, when I sign off here, I've got, let's see, it is 9:24 Eastern time. Gonna probably rest up a little bit, get things kind of settled, and I'll probably be up waiting on She-Hulk to drop on Disney Plus and share thoughts on that. But if you haven't had a chance to check out my review of Mississippi Masala, go check that out on the channel. Definitely check out the link to Celeste's channel in the description on both YouTube and Instagram. Thanks again for joining, and I hope you all have a fantastic night. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace. Have a great night, everybody.
Have a good one.